I'm in a place that John Paul II called the Golgotha of the 20th century, Auschwitz. According to some estimates, over 1 million people lost their lives here, and among them was a priest, Father Maximilian Kolbe. And when he was a little boy, his parents got really exasperated with him. He often misbehaved, and his mom said, "What's going to become of you?" And that question cut him to the heart. He went to his room and he was wondering, what's going to become of me? And often in the darkest moments of our lives, God reminds us he sees more in us than we see in ourselves. And as he's sitting there wondering what's going to become of him, the Blessed Mother appeared before this little boy holding 2 crowns, one for chastity, one for martyrdom. She said, "Pick one." And he reached out and he chose both. He received the crown of chastity, he became a Franciscan, and he gave his life in service to God and his people. The crown of martyrdom he received here. He was thrown in Auschwitz for speaking against the Nazis, and while he was here, a prisoner escaped. Now, to try to deter any other prisoner from ever thinking of escaping, they'd line up everyone who was left, and they'd randomly pick people in the lineup. They put them in a small room, shut and locked the door, no food, no water, until they died. A man fell to his knees that day when he was chosen and started to sob. "What about my wife? What about my kids?" Father Kolbe was there, and he stepped out of line. He walked right past the guards, right past the guard dogs, straight up to the commander at Auschwitz, and people who survived said they remembered the commander was shaking in the presence of Father Kolbe. Oh, he had the power of an empire behind him, but he was standing in the presence of greatness. He said, "What do you want?" "I want to take his place." I said, "What, are you crazy?" He said, "I'm a Catholic priest." Then a miracle happened. Instead of sending them both to their deaths, he said, "Fine, switch them out." Instead of hearing howls of pain and curses from the starvation bunker that week, they heard people singing hymns of praise to God. After 12 days, Father Kolbe was the only one left alive, and they injected him with carbolic acid to end his life. His last act was to bless the men who executed him. All the powers of empire, they rise and fall around us, they come and go. But acts of charity, they endure forever. And people who lay down their lives in love and service of humanity, they blaze like the sun for all eternity. St. Maximilian Kolbe, pray for us.